the young, and the restless spoilers. Welcome back to our channel, folks. It is a wild Wednesday night, and the drama in Genoa City has never been hotter. We have so much to unpack today, so grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's get right into the absolute madness that is currently unfolding. I cannot believe they are actually doing this. I am sitting here late at night, staring at my screen, completely losing my mind over the latest rumors and that shocking interview slip-up. If you haven't heard yet, we need to talk about the absolute bombshell that Eric Breaden just dropped. Because you know how it is, the writers and producers try to keep these massive secrets locked down tighter than the Newman Enterprises vault, but then Eric just casually does a quick interview and boom, the cat is completely out of the bag. He accidentally revealed that between Matt Clark and Kane Ashby, one is going to live and one is going to die. And let me tell you, my mind has been racing for hours trying to figure out how this is going to play out. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's take a breath and look at the absolute state of Genoa City right now. We have two massive intersecting storylines that are driving us all completely crazy. On one hand, we have Matt Clark, played by the incredibly talented Roger Howarth, who is currently faking amnesia and living at the Newman Ranch. And on the other hand, we have Kane Ashby, played by Billy Flynn, who is currently pulling the most despicable blackmail scheme in the history of this show. And Victor Newman is right in the middle of it all, pulling the strings. So when Eric Breaden let it slip that a fatal showdown is coming, it suddenly made all the pieces fall into place. But the question is, who's taking their final breath? Let's talk about Matt Clark first, because I am so frustrated with this storyline. I have been watching this show for years, and I have seen some wild villain arcs. But what Matt has done recently is just beyond the pale. Remember when he lured Noah and Sharon to Vegas? Remember when he literally orchestrated Nick's fentanyl-fueled car crash that left him clinging to life in a burning wreck? Yeah, I remember. And now, this absolute monster is pretending he has amnesia. He claims he doesn't remember a single thing about the terror he has inflicted on the Newman family. And what does Victor do? Does he lock him up? Does he throw away the key? No. Victor literally moves Matt onto the Newman Ranch to use him as a spy against Kane. I mean, are you kidding me? What about Sharon? Sharon is living in sheer terror because her abuser is just casually hanging out on the property. It is sickening, but it makes Matt the perfect candidate to be killed off. I know some people are loving this dark, twisted version of Matt, and Roger Howarth is acting his heart out, but personally, I think the character has painted himself into a corner. How many times can Matt terrorize this family before someone finally snaps? Nick is already trying to jog Matt's memory just so he can have the satisfaction of beating him to a pulp with a clear conscience. Adam has threatened to kill him multiple times. So if Matt dies, there is a line of suspects a mile long. It would be the ultimate murder mystery. But then we have Kane Ashby. Oh my God. Do not even get me started on Kane. I'm sorry, but what the writers are doing with Kane right now is just infuriating. For years, Kane has been this back and forth character. Sometimes he's the good guy, sometimes he's lying about his identity, but this latest stunt, blackmailing Lily for control of Chancellor Winters just because he happens to be the only bone marrow match for a dying Malcolm Winters, that is pure evil. Who does that? Who looks at the mother of their children, sees her agonizing over her dying uncle, and says, sure, I'll save his life, but only if you hand over your family's entire corporate legacy. It is disgusting. And honestly, a lot of fans in the forums are saying Kane needs to go. I know I am not the only one who feels like Kane's storyline has been stagnant for years. Before this blackmail plot, what was he even doing? He was just kind of floating around, having a bland storyline with no real stakes. Now they have turned him into this irredeemable corporate blackmailer, and it feels like they are setting him up for a permanent exit. Billy Flynn is a great actor, don't get me wrong. He brings a lot of charm to the role, but the character of Kane has just become so toxic and, frankly, annoying. Didn't work when they tried to make him a corporate shark years ago, and it really isn't working now. So we have this massive debate. Roger Howarth versus Billy Flynn. Matt versus Kane. Who stays and who goes? If you look at the narrative, Victor has ordered Matt to spy on Kane and gather dirt to take him down. Victor wants to destroy Kane for what he's doing to Lily and the Winters family, and he's using Matt as his weapon. But Matt is a wild card. Matt isn't going to just follow Victor's orders like a good little soldier. He is faking his amnesia. He is plotting something massive. So what if Matt and Kane end up in a fatal confrontation? What if Kane discovers that Matt is spying on him, they get into a massive brawl, and one of them doesn't walk away? Let's think about the fallout. If Matt dies, Roger Howarth leaves the show. Honestly, I would be sad to lose Roger because he is such a powerhouse, but it makes sense for the story. Matt's death would finally give Sharon some peace. It would give Nick closure. It would end this bizarre amnesia storyline that is making me pull my hair out. And it would launch a massive Who Killed Matt Clark storyline because literally half the town wants him dead. Victor, Nick, Adam, Sharon, Noah, even Chelsea. It would be epic television. But if Kane dies, if Billy Flynn leaves the show, that changes the entire landscape of Genoa City. Lily would be free from the blackmail, but she would have to deal with the immense guilt of knowing her ex-husband died while trying to extort her. Malcolm would get his bone marrow, but at what cost? And let's be real, Kane's death would be a massive shock value moment. A lot of fans are arguing that Kane's character is just dead weight at this point, and sacrificing him in a violent clash with Matt would be the perfect dramatic exit. It would solidify Matt as an unstoppable villain and give Lily a massive emotional grieving storyline. Wait, let me contradict myself for a second. Maybe Kane shouldn't die, because if Kane dies, then Matt wins. And I cannot stand the idea of Matt Clark winning. Matt has caused so much pain, so much destruction. He literally locked Adam and Nick in a storage room and left Nick to die of an overdose. He held a gun on Noah and Sharon. If Matt somehow survives this and Kane is the one who dies, I am going to throw my remote at the television. I mean it. The injustice of Matt walking away free while Kane pays the ultimate price is just too much to handle. But then again, this is the young and the restless. They love to torture us. They love to let the villains win just to drag the drama out for another 6 months. And let's circle back to Victor Newman for a minute, because Eric Breaden spilling this secret is just so incredibly poetic. Victor is the architect of this entire disaster. He is the one who decided to play God. He is the one who took a dangerous psychopath like Matt, ignored the police, ignored his own family's trauma, and placed him right in the middle of Kane's blackmail scheme. Victor thinks he can control Matt. Victor thinks he can outsmart Kane. But when this blows up, and it will blow up, the blood's going to be on Victor's hands. I just hope Nikki gives him the I told you so of a lifetime. That is, if Nikki can even stand up straight with these terrifying headaches she's been having. But that's a whole different rant for another night. I am just so emotionally invested in this right now. I have been watching this show since 2015, and I have never been this stressed about a spoiler. The secrecy around this has been insane. The network has been scrubbing leaks. The actors have been tight-lipped, and then Eric just drops it in a quick interview. One lives, one dies. It is chilling. It is brilliant. It is exactly why I'm addicted to this soap opera. So who's it going to be? Are we saying goodbye to Roger Howarth or Billy Flynn? Are we burying the amnesiac psychopath or the blackmailing ex-husband? I know some people are loving Kane's dark turn, but personally, I think Kane's time is up. He has crossed a line with the Winters family that he can never come back from. You don't mess with a dying man's life. You just don't. But at the same time, Matt is a literal menace to society who needs to be put in the ground for what he did to Nick and Sharon. I am tearing my hair out trying to predict this. What if they both die? No, Eric said, one lives. Okay, back to the point. I think Matt is going to kill Kane. I think Kane is going to push Matt too far. Matt's fake amnesia is going to slip, and his true violent nature is going to come out. And Victor's going to have to cover it up. That is my official prediction, and I am sticking to it. But honestly, whatever happens, I just need the writers to make it matter. Don't give us a cheap off-screen death. Give us the drama. Give us the tears. Give us the explosive confrontation we deserve. I need to know what you guys think because I am losing my mind over here. Am I the only one who thinks Kane's blackmail plot is the worst thing ever? Are you Team Roger or Team Billy? Who do you want to see survive this absolute mess?